Morning everyone, welcome back to the channel. Yes, this has been a little bit of a while since I've made any videos. There is health reasons behind that and I shall go through with you later on with that. But today I'm with Kian, we're doing garden lighting and let's show you the job. Firstly, can I just say, today's video is sponsored by Tradify. And for those of you who don't know what Tradify is, it is a job management software. So with that, you can do all your invoicing, quoting, your job management in the sense of if you have got multiple jobs, you can plan your day and your diary through that. And also, like we use it for, is linked to our website. Thanks, Kip, for sorting that out as well, by the way. I'll put your link in the description. So if you've got an inquiry through our website, it actually comes through Tradify and we get a notification and happy days. So if you want to give that a try, hit the link in the description below. There'll be a 14-day free trial, which is exactly what we did. And then if you like it, which I'm sure you will, use the promo code GHawk50 and you'll get 50% off for the first 3 months. So that is that. Let's show you the job. So this is the extension that has been ongoing. We are now waiting for the bifold doors and all that sort of stuff. That's going to take a while to come. So we are onto the landscaping while we can. So we are literally, we've got ground lights going in up there, which is my usual sort of jobby with these pots and stuff. That's what they are, those over there. So they've all got to be dug in yet. And Kian is now with me because I'm not allowed to be on my own anymore because for reasons as you'll find out later on. So Kian's just doing the trench and stuff. So we are bringing everything back to here. So the idea is that we're going to be mounting that bad boy up there. And then from that point there, we're going to be mounting all the kinetic switch gear, which then we can put all the switches up there. So all the modules, everything's going to go into this bit. And then with all the modules there, we can put the switches back into the house because they want to be able to control all the lights, various different stages from there remotely. Also, we have got lighting to sort out for down here. So in this raised bed down this bit, we've got lighting and stuff that we're going to put down. And potentially there's going to be more added on in the future going down there. So all this, so somebody might say, well, this isn't deep enough, this isn't deep enough. So this ground is being made up. So as Kian's putting all these in, the ground's going to be made up as well. But we're going to be putting a channel in across from this section here over to the tiki bar because we're going to be doing some sort of rewiring as such because there's actually another consumer unit under here, which doesn't really work for what they are going to be needing now. So that red cable there is actually for a heater, but that is how it was, just sitting on top of the surface of these cobbles that were around this bit. And that other black one there goes off to, there's some lights in like a canopy bit. So we've got to sort of tidy all that bit up. But this behind here was all a little bit of was a log store and all that sort of stuff. So eventually that's all been moved now. So we're now going to be doing all the patio all the way around, paving slabs all the way around, or porcelain slabs, should we say. And wow, we've got a new bit of kit for that. Kian, how big's that bit of kit?
Very big.
He's an absolute monster. So I will show you that. It won't be today, but on a later video, that'll be there. And it is a monster of a bit of kit. Very expensive, but hopefully should be the real deal. So in here, there's just some lights and stuff to go on. There is some additional workings that's needed to be done in there. So right, enough waffling. That is the job essentially. So what I want to get done today is getting the board mounted in there, that panel up. Kian keeps playing with toys, if I can keep him off those. And we're going to get those bits and bobs sorted as much as we can. I haven't got the kinetic stuff yet, but I need to get everything prepped because the lads are going to be back here on Friday looking at getting some of the slabs down. So better get cracking. Okay, so we are a little bit further on, I've had a bite to eat, and we have mounted up the panel and, well, the enclosure, sorry, and the board. So that's where we're going to put a 7-way fuse box board in there. And then we've started doing filling back in all the trenches, things like that. So we've just pulled off this panel underneath here, and that is what we've found. So obviously there was that nest there. So that nest there was all in here, and it's all been chewed to death at the minute. So see, that's all still on. So that is really, really sketchy. So now what I'm going to do is, well, Kian's going to knock these bits out here. I'm going to go and isolate all the power off for this board. So that board's going to go. We're going to rewire this socket here, get rid of all these bits. So cut this back, and then the idea is that we're going to put some, try and mount some like a Whisker 308, something like that, onto here, and then bring those down and mount those in, something like that. I haven't quite made up my mind. And then we're going to run everything back to this board here. So that is the plan. But first port of call, I got to sort that out because that is really dangerous. Right, so we're at this stage now. We've actually got the whole team here. They're all turned up today. Finished another job off this morning. So everyone's here. So we've got the board mounted up, all sealed up behind all this. We're going to lose the knife. So what I'm doing now is just dressing all the cables in through the bottom. And when I do all the first fix, I always label everything anyway. So because it's just a lot easier and faster for me. So for example, like this is going to be for the water feature. So as this stands right at the minute, this one here is for the bedding lights, which is actually the flower bed behind. So what I do in this, so obviously now I know, so if there's damage I can rip that out and replace it. But what I've done now is I just pull that back as I'm like terminating it all, and then just wrap it round at the bottom down here. So then when I'm coming to do all my kinetic light switches, which are all going to be mounted all at this side, I know exactly what does what. So I'd originally planned for the armoured to be coming in actually on this one here, but then I changed my mind because it was basically, full disclaimer, it was a little bit short, which it didn't need to be, but it was. That was my fault. So I rearranged it anyway and then brought it up to this bit. So for obvious reasons, I've got to be doing all the terminations, sleeving, all that sort of stuff, and heat shrink. I've whacked a bit of the metal Copex on there just to give it that additional bit of protection. Yes, I don't need it because it's completely in a enclosure, but I just prefer doing it that way. So on one of these, I'm going to be putting out a supply from here to going to be going here, which is going to be, or somewhere around that side, for all the kinetic stuff, which is, like I say, is all going to be mounted here. But for now, I've just chucked it up there. Now, with doing all the terminations and stuff, the knife, stay on there, oh whatever. I've just been started using this knife for cutting all the sheathing off and all the rest of it. Is absolutely brilliant. Really, really like that. I used to use a Nipex knife and stuff, which again was a great bit of kit. But I found actually that actually works a lot nicer. There's also, I've changed the sort of the supplier to some extent of where I get some of my stuff from, and it's the cable as well. It's just, it feels a little bit better, better quality, and all the glands and stuff are all more rubberized, if that makes any sense. So it does, especially when it's colder, which it is, actually makes a big difference. So just thought I'd bring you in there. I'm still unsure on what to do this end. I keep keep umming and ahhing about what to do this end. Now obviously that was live, so we've had a little, like I say, we had a mouse thing and that was all live, so that's all gone now, it's all powered down. But what we're going to do is bring them up here, and then it's just whether we go an adaptable box and bring this lot in there or what, I don't know. I really am in two minds of what to do with that. But anyway, that's where we're at. I did have pins and needles massively, and I completely lost the feeling in both of my legs, which Steve took great kindness in smacking my legs, which is what all good mates are for, isn't it? But so yeah, so making a bit of a mess around here, but again, showing it how it is. Look at all that. So I've got to tidy all that up before I'm done, but hopefully it stays dry with a bit of luck. So yeah, so what I'm doing with this lot, let's try and angle that down so you can see. So what I'm doing basically is like this one, I brought that down, dressed that to sort of suit, we put my mark on now, so I've put my mark on here. So I've marked on there where I want that to go in, stay there. And then I'll be using the old backhoe on there to terminate it. Now the other thing is with these, let me show you, I'll try and do this quickly, but one of the things that I like about these new ones that I've just started using is in here, just wait that on there. So in here, they've got like a different locking ring that I'm not used to. So there's that one, so that goes in on there, and then that bit goes obviously in this end and locks the two together. So it's actually so much easier than it was before on the older ones to terminate. So liking those. So I'm going to get you set back up on time lapse, I think, and we'll get these bits sorted. Right, so I've got a bit of a new plan for this lot. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to run a new bit of armoured from over here directly into the board, and then come down here. So I'm going to put, I don't know, a bit of 4mm armoured, something like that, in, and then I'm going to put a, obviously on the other side, a new 2-gang socket, and then I need another one of the switch spurs. So one of the switch spurs is going to then, we're going to downgrade that for the lights, and then the other one is for the heater that's actually in there. I think that's going to be the best way of going about it, but obviously I need to move all that stuff out in there. I think, for me personally, I think that's probably going to be the best way, actually, saying that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to also put another bit of ducting in, just in case, maybe for something else in the future, because obviously we're going to have all the what's it called in here, all the slabs and stuff are going to be going back down there. But I've only got one switch spur and I haven't got any more 4mm, so I need to go and make a bit of a list and go and get that. So that's what I'm going to go and do. So you may have gathered, it's the next day. So long story short, went to Cities and ended up being in there for an absolute eternity, because every man and his dog was in there having a mother's meeting. So it meant I've had to come back today, which is fine. It's okay. I say it's okay, but yesterday it really, really annoyed me because I was just in there for ages, and I complained and I said, look, why just, if you want to rattle and talk about some random stuff, like football and all the rest of it, then at least serve everyone else first, because it's really annoying. So I just haven't got the patience for that at the minute. So anyway, so we're back here today. So this is where I'd got up to, is this stage here. Also, that was the other thing that really annoyed me. It's not my usual city. Sorry, I'm on a rant now. It's not my usual city that I use, to be honest, the one I went into. And they didn't have a IP rated switch spur. So I've gone to a different wholesaler this morning and sorted all that out. Got my 4mm. But I'm on my own today. So I've got no lads. The rest of the lads are off plastering in Stratford. So that's what they're doing at the minute. So, by the by, so what I'm going to do now is I've got my switch spur, like I said yesterday, is I'm going to put a 2-gang socket on over here and 2 switch spurs to control all the rest of it. Now, if they want the other side of that controlling, so the lights in there controlling wirelessly from the house, then we'll put an adaptable box on in here somewhere to take care of that. But obviously, as it stands right now, that's not what's on the menu. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to terminate this end now, get that all sorted, and then we can then start getting all these prepped. I haven't got the kinetics, as I've mentioned before, but I can get all the rest of it, all the earth flying leads sorted, get the board all finished up, and then yeah, that's where we're going to be at. So the one thing I've noticed with about another wholesaler that I've just started using is the actual armoured cable itself. Oh, it's so much better quality than what I'm being used to. It's so much more malleable and things like that. Oh, it's brilliant. So I've just popped in there this morning and told them I'm really impressed with it. The other thing is I might put an additional bit of conduit in on here. So just mount that in with nothing in it, just purely leading up to this end, just in case that they want something else afterwards, because it's going to be a hell of a job if, it'll all be patio and stuff like that down here anyway. So yes, so that's what we're doing. So I'm going to get that terminated now. That's what we're up to. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to tell you what's been going on with me and where we're at the minute, because a bit of an update on how I've been feeling. Right, while I'm wiring these like flying leads up, I thought I'd just sort of explain what's been going on. Okay, so if you follow me on Instagram, I've posted more and stuff on there. So like I say, the link's in the description below. Anyway, if you want to follow me, happy days. If you don't, that's fine as well. That's not a problem. So some of you might know that I do rugby coaching. Okay, now I've always said I don't do masses to do with it. The rest of the lads, we're a really good bunch of team, really, including Emma, to be fair. She's another rugby coach. It's a really great team and really, really super supportive. So I don't do masses, but what I do is I'm one of these sort of coaches that gets involved. I like to lead from example. You know, if I'm asking the lads to, do this training exercise, then I'll quite happily, do it as far as I can within the legalities of what I can do. Anyway, so I was at the training and we were moving the scrum machine and I just completely bombed out. So what I mean by that is I started to pass out, things like that, and it just set this chain of events off. So I've been up and to A&E a few times with it all, which I've been sent by the GP and all that lot. I've had loads of blood tests to see because they thought I'd had a heart attack. It turns out that they think I haven't had a heart attack, but there's something obviously not quite right. So I'm constantly tired. I get a little bit it's hard to explain, but kind of like a bit of a skittish sort of feeling at times. Constant sort of tightness in my chest, which I know I suffer with anxiety and all that sort of stuff, which makes this worse. So that's basically what's been going on. So I'm on light duties as such. I'm not allowed to lift anything heavy. I'm not allowed to join the gym, which is what I wanted to do. Hence the reason why I went on holiday. I took the kids out of school. I know you shouldn't, but I've not had a proper holiday, a broad holiday, should I say, for the past 6 years, working 7 days a week. I've moved house recently and it's probably all just took its toll on me. And yeah, so I don't know. I'm waiting to try and see how much it's going to take, because I know a lot of people are waiting for appointments and stuff, and I get all that and I understand that. There's a lot more people out there that's in a worse situation than I am and have been waiting a long time. The problem is with me is I cannot wait for anything. I'm one of these, I'm really impatient person. I have to know if there's something seriously wrong, I need an operation, fine, let's get on with it, let's just get it done. If there's something that it's not actually my heart and a happy days, let's find out what it is. But it means I can then help the mental side of it and go, right, we're going to go training, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. But yeah, so it's driving me mad. So I just wanted to clear a few things up. That's why I've had a few weeks off socials. I've got commitments and stuff with other stuff, with all the social side of things, which I haven't done yet. They've been brilliant. All the people who obviously I'm sort of endorsed by, they've been amazing. I've told them that I'll get stuff sorted for them as and when, and they're like, yeah, don't worry about it. So this is me just being honest, holding my hands up. That's what's going on at the minute. All the messages and stuff I've had for their Instagram, and even people who don't really know me, it always shocks me, to be honest, that people go out of their way to take their time to just send me a message. I think that just shows a really nice side of social media. Don't get me wrong, you get the other side, whatever, but that is a really good thing, and it's a really kind thing to do, and I do appreciate that, you know, and I don't get a chance to message everyone back. It's, you know, so collectively, thank you very much. Okay, so we are got our layout sort of thing sorted now. Okay, I keep saying we, and it really isn't we, is it? It's just me on my Todd. So I've got the layout sort of sorted now. So what I've decided to do is put all the flying leads into this Whisker 308 box, and then I've also put almost like a bonding lead, should we say, up to here, which then is going to be dressed in up to the main earthing terminal here. Okay, and that takes care of all the earthing of all the armoured. Okay, so that's done and dusted. So I've also got now is my main supply coming down for all of the switch gear then for all the kinetics, which are going to be mounted up down here. So that's okay, so that's all sorted. So what I'm going to do is you can loop them. So if you've got one here, you can loop in, out to the next one, and so on and so on. But what I found is actually neater if you just bring them all down into one centralised point, which is what this is going to be. So we're going to put another stuffing glands and stuff like that when we've got all those ready to go. Now none of this is going to be energised today anyway, because it's actually the cables down there right next to the other end. So I don't need to do too much more other than everything I can get done I'm going to do. So we're going to wire up like the water feature supplies, which is this one. I'm going to wrap my cable indicator around there in a minute. So that's that one. And then I'm going to, like I say, I'm going to terminate all these and get them all sorted. Using the heat shrink on these ones here, I find that a better fit for those, because obviously these are only 1.5 mils, so the sleeving will just slot straight over those. But anything bigger than that, then really I like to use the heat shrink on there. But yeah, and then it's like I say, we're going to be all ready on that front of it. But I'm going to be our customers are wicked, to be fair. They've just come out and made sure I'm all right, and also brought me a cup of tea. So that's what I'm going to be doing. So I'm going to have my cup of tea, I'm going to go and have my lunch, chill out, and then get this bit all put to bed, and then we're going to get these little bits all put away. So yeah, so that's what we're going to do. So yeah, right, I'm going to go and stuff my face. Right, it's absolutely hammering it down, and to say that we've got caught out is an understatement. Oh my God, I'm absolutely drenched. My back, the water's all ran off this. I've just chucked it up to try and give us a bit of shelter. I've had to put the cover back on, so we're just wiring up the board, and it's just absolutely annihilated me. Oh my God, I'm absolutely soaked. So all the kit's wet. Absolutely brilliant. I think I'm going to call it, because this is ridiculous. I can't work like this. This is way too much. So yeah, hope you've enjoyed it. Hope you've enjoyed me getting soaked today. If you have, do us a favour, smash that thumbs up, give us a subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one. Cheers guys, over and out.